Alright, so today we're going to talk about basic sketches. And what we're going to sketch today, for example, is this pen. Alright, so some things we want to note is we want to be able to sketch it where, in this case, somebody could understand how the item works, what it does, and could explain it to somebody else. We're not looking for a dimensional drawing today. We're not going into orthographic or isographic, which we're going to cover later. Today is just about sketching a basic image so that information can be conveyed to somebody else. All right. So first thing we want to do is we want to look at the pen. We want to know which features we want to cover. We want to cover that it's a pen. We also want to cover clicking action. We've got some features like a little rubber grip and this clip here. We really want to just kind of convey to somebody what this pen is. So if they saw our sketches and they saw the pen, they would know that they were one and the same. So we're going to take a look at this sketch that I've prepped ahead of time. Now, this sketch, let's fix the light here. There we go. This sketch is going to convey all of our information. We're going to look at some of the features here and what's going on. So first off, you'll notice that we're fairly centered on the page. You'll also note that there is more than one drawing. All right. Anytime you sketch something, you need to have a sketch of what the actual item is, which is this one right here. But you also want to have something that explains the pieces and the parts and how they go together and what's going on. And in this case, I used an exploded view. So that means that the item was exploded outwards. And it would be just like if I took it apart and I wanted to be able to see all the different pieces. I could come in here and, excluding the pieces that fell on the floor just now, I could place all of them like that, and you'd have a basic understanding of what the pieces were, where they went, and how they all went together. So let's take a look at our main drawing. You can see it's not perfect. It's just a sketch. The whole point is to convey what we're looking at. You can see some of the basics in here. I really just wanted someone to understand what it looked like as a whole. Then we exploded the item out, and you can see that we have multiple pieces here, and now we're starting to label out the pieces. Like I've got the clip here. This is threaded, and I've noted that. So when you read that, you can tell, hey, this screws together and tightens. It's got a rubber grip. There's a spring down here, and if you even look right here, it's pointing to the little bitty ball at the end, and it says ball for keeping ink in. Points out that this is ink on the inside. You need to know what's on the inside. And then right here, it just says gel for keeping ink from drying. I don't know exactly what the gel is made out of, but it's kind of telling you what's there. If you look up here, it's a plastic stop. And I may want to add a note that says, to keep ink in. And I like to always kind of put them inside parentheses. All right, ratcheting plastic. It's kind of hard to describe, so I put producing ability for it to click. But you can see that we've got all this information here, and when you see this, you understand the basic parts, how they go together, what they do. It's not super technical. This is just to help a person have a basic understanding. Now, let's talk about our assignment for the day. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to sketch something that doesn't exist outside of someone's mind, which is Dr. Seuss inventions. So you're going to take your piece of paper. You're going to sketch out a Dr. Seuss invention, and you're going to label the parts, and you're going to guess at what they do. We have a lot of different options, but each of these things is an invention that was featured in some sort of Dr. Seuss media. And you're going to go through and you're going to label you're going to draw it, label the pieces, and explain what it does. You'll notice that all of them have different portions and parts. Some of the parts move, some don't. You're going to have to guess at the function of the item. And then once you've done that, you need to make sure that you've got at least 2 different drawings for each of these. So you're going to have on your same side of the piece of paper, you're going to draw the actual item as best you can, and then you're going to draw portions of it, or maybe draw it again with it cut away, or you could do an exploded view, or you could zoom in on certain portions and explain what those pieces and how they work. But the goal is to convey that information as to what it does. Once you finish this, on the next side of the paper, on the other side, you're going to draw your own Dr. Seuss-like invention. It needs to be whimsical and have a very weird purpose. And if you look at Dr. Seuss's inventions in his work, it's usually something very ornate and crazy, and it solves a really small problem. So you could solve a problem like making eggs in the morning, or you can make a machine that slaps you to wake you up, or you could design something that mops the room while cleaning the ceiling. It doesn't matter what its purpose is, it just needs to be silly and have some sort of function. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're really looking for things like multiple views. I want to see labeling on both sides of the document, and really just to have fun with it.